Hi guys, wonderful Thursday afternoon after our Sarah's sisterhood met this morning, and often I go home after those mornings and just have lots of thoughts and my mind keeps going. So I thought, well, this is a good time to share with all those people who can't be there. Today we were talking about gospel-cultivated vulnerability, and we were discussing the issues of shame and how shame really isolates us, and how the invitation from Jesus to come to Him and to be freed from our sin, from isolation, from all of these things, all of these burdens that we carry, is what brings us into connection. And one of the things that we did this morning was watch a little bit of Brene Brown's TED Talk about shame and vulnerability. And one of the things that she says, let me get my quote here, is in her study, she's a social researcher, a social worker who has done a lot of research on shame and vulnerability and connection. And she says, people who have a strong sense of love and belonging believe that they're worthy of it. And when I heard her say that, I thought, you know, that's so much what the gospel does for us, is when we understand that God created us in dignity, bearing His image, that our worth comes from that. And yes, it's true that because of our sin nature, there is this fallenness and there is this broken sense of worth. But in the story of the Samaritan woman and Jesus, I should say Jesus coming to the Samaritan woman, we just watch, as one woman said this morning, healing take place, that worship actually, as she comes to understand who Jesus is, as he reveals Himself to her, and even as He exposes her sin and loves her in the midst of that she is set free. That's how she becomes a woman who risks being vulnerable. And she runs back to the townspeople and says, come and see a man that showed me everything, that told me everything that I ever did. And instead of shirking and hiding herself from the townspeople, now she's engaging them, and she's worshiping. She's saying, who is this person? Come see this guy. And I really think that she does have a sense that this is her Savior. This is the one who truly, as He said to her, can give her that living water, that intimacy, that completion that she has longed for. And so it's just really, really beautiful to see how connection to community, how vulnerability, how we can engage when we know that our shame isn't the last word about us, because of what Jesus did for us on the cross.